Hey guys, Cold here. Welcome back to another Raid Challenges video. There's been, 2 days now since the release of the Guardian Ring. Many of you guys have been complaining about the Guardian Ring and its introduction into the game. But I just want to say, as a player who's been playing this game for 2.5 years, a big spender in terms of packs, plus a content creator, so I would get lots of gems. Sometimes I would use those for champions, others just to get more shards and open up and get legendaries. I want to just say, the Guardian Ring for me pretty much doesn't do that much. But I want to give an example of what a player, I don't know who this player is, but look at this Trunda, guys. Look at this Trunda. This Trunda has an immunity set plus a cruel set, 132, almost 133,000 power, going on to 8,000 or so attack there, right? 8,000 or so attack, 180 speed, 100% crit, and then 316% at critical damage. So definitely the dupe system has come into play for the big whales, and it's showing. This guy right here probably has the strongest trend I've ever seen. I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, I wouldn't want to face this trend, and probably will never face it, which is one of the parts that I wanted to make this video for. Like, we do have the Guardian Ring, but it's probably not gonna affect the majority of us, since we're not going to be facing these types of enemies against us in gold for arena. Like, here is my gold for arena. If I do a refresh now, and we'll try and see if we can find a +4 here. There's no +4s here. Refresh again, waste some gems here, refreshing again. There's no +4s, guys, in arena in 3.4k rating. But I bet, I haven't checked, I bet that if I go and check here on the top players, and we'll start seeing some plus numbers here. There's a +1, +2. That's probably like free to play between all these guys, and many of these are just waiting for the next big 10x or 2x. There's a counter from here, +4, and +2s here, +4 arbiter here. I don't know, well, that's speed boost, I guess. Are we gonna see the Trunda anywhere here? I'm not seeing the +4 Trunda here on the top. Oh, there's a +4 Trunda. It might be this guy. I don't know. But you guys can see that it's creeping into the game, these increased stats, but it's not gonna be affecting most of us. I don't think the player will be making the future areas of the game based on +4 champions. I mean, they can guess that many will have the faction empowerment available and try to max that as the first, which obviously is the easiest thing to do as a player. But all of these guys, these are supposedly the biggest spenders, at least within the game, either on shards, either on gear. So yeah, look at that, +2 Lydia here, so sacrifice 2 Visix, and it's just not there. Let's go and see how my account looks though. As I said, a player 2.5 years, going into 3 years playing this game. I've spent, I don't know how much I've spent into this game. Probably too much. Probably I could have bought definitely a new car with the amount of money I spent on this game. Let's check out my Guardian Ring. As I said, as a content creator plus a spender, let's go and see what I have available. Faction Guardians. Going into Faction Guardians, the ones I have completed is the Sacred Order, obviously with my Cupidai. I've made a video, guys, if you haven't seen it before. Cupidai, 4 Cupidai there, going strong and actually helping me max out the empowerment. So I get some speed there for my Sacred Order. My I guess my Venus gets some boost here. I did the epics, although I don't really use epics in most of my teams. There's very few epics that I use. Ogren Tribes with Maneater. Seeker, I do use Seeker, so it depends on the teams that I'm building, but I don't really use epics in terms of arena. There's definitely teams out there, but don't really need all of the factions done for epics. But legendaries, I've got Sacred Order. Let's look at the others. Ogren Tribes have 0 dupes, which is like 0 bonuses there. I do have my Maneaters there, getting a small boost to both their speed and attack, but they didn't mess up my clan boss teams. Then I have Undead Hordes and Dark Elves as a +10, 0 on Shadowkin, and only 4 on Dwarves. Actually, I have 6 on Dwarves for sure, but I haven't put my Trunda in there because I don't want the increased accuracy for now. If going into the future, I get 4 more duped dwarves, then I will use it to get an extra bit of boost to my speed for Trunda. But for now, there's no point in giving her that extra accuracy. I don't want to be landing those stuns. Although landing the stun is not as bad. Depends on the enemies. Anyway, let's look at my undead hordes. I do have 2 rotos there. Currently building my second one. And this one, I think I had a few more available. Like, this is the closest I could get in terms of a +4. And Dark Elves, I had four Ghostborns. Ghostborn was notoriously my first and my second legendary. If you guys can believe it, my first and second legendary in the game. But finally, during that pull session, I actually also got 1 rare, and I used that rare to get Razin, which was my 3rd legendary. So I still remember it. One of the first packs I ever bought on the account. I might do a video again on that, reacting on that video, do something like that. But yeah, this faction is completed in terms of the empowerment, but you guys can see that I do not get the most benefit out of these, which is the plus speed on the legendaries. Here, it would help my hegemon, for an example. The accuracy does help my hegemon. The attack helps my hegemon, HP. But the defense and speed is what I'll need. So I'll need 4 more Night Rev. This is the part where Platinum really makes us players who've spent some money think, okay, should I be spending more money to get more shards and get the rest of those dupes? It kind of is, I think, something that I cannot reach, honestly. It would mean that I would spend another crazy amount of money just to get these empowerments to my champions. Do I need it? No, definitely do not need it. I complete all the parts of the game with the champions that I have. All the difficulties available at the moment are doable without the empowerment, because it's done. It's been done. Everything. Doom Tower, Clan Boss, everything has been done without these. So there shouldn't be an excuse saying, oh, they're making this content because they had the empowerment. No, maybe Hydra is going to be a check for that, but once that's available, then we'll have to be questioning whether they did it based on knowing that people will be empowering their factions and champions. So empowering my champions, my Trunda I can actually make to a +1, which would give me a solid, plus 10% attack and then some accuracy. But I'm not going to do this to Trunda for now. I'm going to keep that Trunda there just to stay there and look at her. I do have 3 of these guys, Hackhorns, 2 Viziers, 2 Rhodoses, which I leveled up the second one, so that doesn't count. 4 Ghostborns, 4 Cubidae, 3 Martyrs, and what else do I have? 4 Rays. Ray is my closest one that I can say that I might be doing the sacrifice. So Ray is probably going to be the closest one that I'll have to consider actually taking to a +4. That boost to both her accuracy, critical rate, attack percent, and critical damage is big for Ray because she uses all of those stats. Even accuracy, it's one of the few nukers that benefits from having accuracy both on her A3 and her, well, I guess her A1. Her A2 doesn't do a debuff, but very solid nuker, very strong nuker to have in your team if you manage to empower her. And I think there's a calculator somewhere out there where it shows whether a calculator shows whether your empowered Ray can even go against, let's say, a Trunda in terms of nuke power, which I think it doesn't. I think Macan did a video, and Machan, whatever his Macan, well, anyway, I think he did a video. You can go and check that out. But going into my other champions, maybe Nethril also can be the strongest one, and then Harvest Jack, which is not really worth it, I would say, in terms of gearing him. My Cubidae, of course, I cannot make a Ultra Cubitus, and that's pretty much it in terms of dupes. Having so many dupes, over 30 dupes, that's the Guardian Ring for me, guys. And I bet it is the same for many of you out there that you do not have the ability to empower most of your factions. Like on my free-to-play account, I barely empower anything. Really, I have 2 dupes, Drexar and an Iron Brago on my free-to-play, which is going close to 1 year now. And well, this is the worst part of the game, and that's the Guardian Ring. I'm still disappointed about this part. I thought that they would change it by the time they released actually this patch. I released them on Monday, the actual video, talking about the Guardian Ring, I honestly thought that they would go back and change something of this before the release. They did give us 500 free tokens here, but that's nothing. To be honest, it means nothing. It means that I'll need to sacrifice 7 champions to get a Cernic, for example, or you know, what, 5 champions to get Fushan, which is a champion I don't have. The same thing with Foley. I don't have these 2 champions only out of the 6, but I will not be sacrificing all of those dupes that I have for these 2 champions. They will do nothing to my account. Maybe Fushan for some fun clan boss teams, but honestly, I will say that with my luck, I would be sacrificing those champions, and I would get these from a pool, the next 2x that we have. But that's me. That being said, what do you guys think of the Guardian Ring? Do you honestly think that it will affect the future of the game? I don't think so personally, unless they introduce some more ways for us to get the +1, +2, +3, +4 on an account without actually having to have the dupe. I can see it in the future of the game that they introduce something like a chicken system, but obviously not a chicken. Something that introduces the dupe boost, the dupe empowerment to a champion without actually having to have the dupe, and it's like a universal dupe. I think that they'll introduce it to the future. Hopefully it's not going to be through something like a pack, but through something like a tournament. That would be nice. Okay, that would be nice to work on, especially for the endgame players. That being said, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys soon. See ya.